And then I've gone like that. And then I've gone like that.
Definitely didn't change me.
I bring my iPad, we watch the football, so it's good.
Classy.
David Beckham, 50, still looks 25. I eat 5 foods and don't get old. What if you could wake up tomorrow looking and feeling 15 years younger? Without surgery, without expensive pills, and without spending 3 hours in the gym. Now imagine this. David Beckham, 50 years old, still looks like he's in his late 20s, lean, energetic, and graceful both on the fashion runway and the paddle court. But here's the truth most people miss. It's not magic, and it's not luck. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on what keeps him young day after day. In this video, you'll discover the 5 foods David Beckham eats every single day to boost energy, fight inflammation, and stay shredded after 50. The 5 common foods he avoids like the plague, foods that could silently be aging you faster than time. And his real-life weekly workout routine, plus recovery secrets no one talks about, from cold plunges to deep muscle therapy. But more importantly, you'll walk away with doable, science-backed habits you can start using right now, no matter your age or background. So grab a glass of water, get comfy, and let's dive into the Beckham blueprint for living younger, longer. Why he still looks 25. The aging timeline reversed. Let's be honest, most of us expect to start slowing down after 40. A little belly fat, stiff joints, maybe a few meds in the morning. That's just part of aging, right? But then there's David Beckham, 50 years old, flashing abs in a Hugo Boss suit, playing paddle like he's still on the pitch at Old Trafford. At an age when many men hide under loose shirts and skip photos, Beckham is front row at Fashion Week and centre frame in fitness campaigns. So, what makes him different? Of course, good genetics help, but genes are just the blueprint. What matters is how you live. Beckham's not chasing youth with crazy trends. He's playing the long game, making small, consistent choices every single day. The kind of choices that, over time, reverse the typical aging curve. While some of his former teammates now battle weight gain or bad knees, Beckham moves like he's 30 because he trains and fuels his body like someone who wants to be 30 at 70. The secret? It's not a secret. It's a system. One built on smart nutrition, clean habits, and a powerful mindset of consistency. And the best part, you don't have to be a global icon to follow it. Anyone can apply the same principles, starting with what's on their plate, because that's where Beckham says it all begins. So up next, let's take a look at the 5 core foods he eats every day, not to impress anyone, but to fuel longevity from the inside out. Ready? Let's dive in. Fuel. First, 5 daily foods. Beckham swears, by and why they work. When it comes to aging gracefully, Beckham doesn't start with supplements, serums, or secrets. He begins with food, not trendy detoxes or restrictive diets, but real whole foods that fuel his energy, recovery, and clarity. His philosophy is simple. If it doesn't nourish you, it doesn't belong on your plate. One of his go-to staples, a Greek yogurt power bowl in the morning. It's thick, unsweetened, and layered with antioxidant-rich berries and a spoonful of almond butter. The slow-digesting protein supports muscle repair, the berries fight cellular damage, and the healthy fat keeps him satisfied until lunch. No mid-morning crash, no grazing. Post-workout, he blends a recovery shake with banana, coconut water, almond butter, and a scoop of plain creatine. This isn't just for taste. It's hydration, potassium, healthy fat, and muscle fuel all in one glass. At lunch and dinner, it's all about lean protein. Grilled salmon, free-range chicken, the occasional grass-fed steak. always paired with fiber-rich vegetables and complex carbs. No fancy sauces, just nutrient-dense, clean balance. What's beautiful about Beckham's food routine isn't how strict it is, but how intentional. He even grows his produce, spinach, kale, squash, cooked lightly in olive oil, combining taste, health, and emotional connection in a straightforward act. It's not about eating like a celebrity. It's about eating like someone who respects their body enough to fuel it well. And with one small snack, usually a handful of almonds in his pocket, he keeps energy steady and cravings in check. You don't need a personal chef to follow this, just a willingness to plan with purpose. But as you'll see next, just as important as what he eats is what he refuses to touch. Because sometimes the foods we think are harmless are the ones doing the most damage. The hidden killers. 5 common foods that age. You faster than time. It's easy to think that aging is all about time. But in truth, it's more about what you're putting on your fork. While Beckham fuels his body with intention, he's just as deliberate about what he avoids, and the list might surprise you. These aren't exotic toxins or rare chemicals. They're everyday foods that many of us eat without thinking, and they're silently accelerating the aging process. First up, white bread. Beckham grew up eating toast with tea, but by his early 30s, he noticed how it left him bloated and sluggish. Refined flour spikes blood sugar, leads to crashes, and contributes to belly fat. Exactly what you don't want when trying to stay lean and energized. Instead, he swapped it for sourdough and sprouted grain breads, options that digest more slowly and support stable energy. Second, sugary cereals, the kind that promise energy but deliver inflammation. Those colourful boxes from childhood might be nostalgic, but Beckham knows they're just dessert in disguise. He replaced them with his Greek yogurt bowl. Real protein, real fibre, real fuel. Third, stripped grains like white rice. During his football years, white rice was a go-to, but post-40, he needed something more innovative. Now he leans on quinoa and farro, carbs with minerals, fibre, and a much lower impact on blood sugar. Fourth, fried fast food. Yes, even the occasional French fry. But as Beckham puts it, what goes in stays with you. Fried oils increase inflammation, damage joints, and leave you feeling heavy and sore. His rare indulgence? Lightly pan-fried pancakes with the family once a year, done with love, not grease. And fifth, mystery supplements. Those flashy powders and pills with neon labels. Not in Beckham's kitchen. He avoids anything he can't pronounce or grow himself. Instead, he sticks with a clean homemade smoothie with whole ingredients and a basic scoop of plain creatine. The lesson here isn't to live in fear of food, it's to become more aware. Because what you cut out matters just as much as what you add in. And when you clear the clutter from your diet, something else becomes clear too. Your energy, your skin, your sleep, your strength. But fueling right is only half the battle. To truly stay youthful, you also have to move like someone who's still chasing goals. And that's where Beckham's weekly training routine comes in. Let's take a closer look. Movement is youth. Beckham's 7-day training split explained. You can eat clean, hydrate well, and sleep 8 hours a night. But if you're not moving your body, you're slowly giving up on vitality. David Beckham understands this better than most. He doesn't train to impress anyone or to fit into a photo shoot. He trains to feel alive, to stay sharp, mobile, and pain-free, not just at 50, but for decades to come. His weekly training split isn't extreme or punishing. It's surprisingly practical and perfectly designed for someone who's no longer 25, but refuses to slow down. On Mondays, he focuses on calisthenics. Think pull-ups, push-ups, hanging leg raises. All bodyweight classics that build functional strength and keep the joints healthy. It's not about heavy lifting, it's about body control. Tuesday brings full body strength. Beckham moves through compound lifts, such as trap bar deadlifts, kettlebell swings, and goblet squats. These aren't show-off exercises. They mimic the start-stop explosiveness of real-life movement, especially on the paddle court. Wednesday is his cardio reset. Instead of pounding a treadmill, he chooses activities he enjoys, such as paddle matches or a SoulCycle-style cycling blast. It keeps the heart young, torches fat, and, most importantly, brings joy into the sweat. Thursday shifts back to strength, but with a twist. This is where he addresses imbalances from years of right-footed dominance. Bulgarian split squats, single arm presses, suitcase carries. Each one fine-tunes his alignment and builds symmetry. Friday is fight day. A boxing session with short, intense pad rounds not only raises his heart rate but also sharpens reflexes and floods his body with growth hormone. It's fast, focused, and fiercely effective. Saturday is about movement with meaning. He combines mobility drills with whatever feels natural. Beach walks, yoga on the lawn with his kids, even bike rides. This isn't exercise, it's connection, family, recovery, fun. Sunday is pure restoration. A light swim, a long stretch, some foam rolling, and silence. No agenda, just letting the body recover deeply. Because he knows that training without recovery is just another form of stress. Beckham doesn't train harder than you. He trains smarter, and more importantly, he never stops moving, because movement isn't a chore. It's his way of protecting the life he wants to keep living, and part of what makes that movement possible is the way he recovers. Let's talk about what most people ignore. Recovery as a daily ritual, not a once-in-a-while luxury. Recovery rituals. Ice, heat, needles, and the 1% edge. Most people treat recovery like an afterthought. They hit the gym hard, eat something quick, and hope their body bounces back. But Beckham treats recovery like a craft, an essential daily ritual that gives him the edge most people miss. At 50, his joints move with the ease of someone half his age. That's not luck, that's strategy. Every morning starts with a cold plunge, 5 minutes in an ice bath chilled to around 59 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius. The shock might sound unbearable, but Beckham swears it resets his nervous system faster than coffee ever could. The result? Reduced inflammation, better circulation, and mental clarity that carry through his day. In the evenings, he flips the script. 15 minutes in a cedar-lined sauna. As sweat pours, toxins are released and stress is alleviated. That's followed by another cold dip, creating a contrast effect that promotes deep muscle recovery and immune resilience. This hot-cold cycle isn't just trendy, it's backed by science, and Beckham makes it a non-negotiable. Once a week, his recovery goes even deeper. Acupuncture needles and cupping therapy help release stubborn tension and fascia tightness. The circular bruises you might spot on his shoulders in vacation photos. They're proof that he's putting in the quiet work, the invisible training that shows up in performance. And let's not forget sleep. For Beckham, it's sacred. Lights out by 9 p.m, phone off, blinds drawn, room cooled to a crisp 64 degrees Fahrenheit. He protects those 8 hours like gold because he knows real progress happens not during the workout, but during deep sleep when growth hormone repairs the body from the inside out. These rituals may sound intense, but here's the truth. They don't take hours. They take consistency. And while most people chase results with more training or supplements, Beckham has learned to focus on recovery. Because when your body feels safe and cared for, it performs better, heals faster, and stays younger longer. Now, as powerful as ice baths and acupuncture are, they're only part of the equation. Beckham's real strength comes from a rhythm that flows from morning to night, including what time he eats, how much water he drinks, and most importantly, when he sleeps. So next, let's take a look inside the daily flow that keeps him balanced and biologically sharp. The sleep discipline. Why he shuts down at 9 p.m. For David Beckham, sleep isn't something he squeezes in between late-night emails or Netflix binges. It's a non-negotiable part of his performance routine. And while many people believe aging begins with grey hair or stiff joints, the truth is, it often starts with broken sleep. That's why Beckham protects his evenings with the same precision he once used on the pitch. Every night by 9 p.m, his phone is off, the lights are low, and the bedroom is set like a sleep sanctuary. Cool, dark, and distraction-free. Why 9 p.m? Because Beckham isn't chasing more hours in the day, he's chasing quality hours in the night. Research shows that deep, consistent sleep is when the body releases growth hormone, repairs muscle tissue, clears brain fog, and restores energy. In other words, this is where recovery happens. While others burn the candle at both ends and wonder why they feel puffy, tired, or mentally drained, Beckham follows a rhythm that prioritizes circadian health. No late-night snacks, no glowing screens, just calm, quiet, and absolute rest. He even adjusts his hydration during the day, spreading water evenly across meals so he doesn't wake up at 3 a.m. for a bathroom trip. It's not about being rigid, it's about being intentional. Most people overlook the importance of sleep until it's too late. However, Beckham treats it like a superpower because he knows that no ice bath, no green smoothie, and no workout plan can undo the damage caused by chronic sleep deprivation. And the result? He wakes up clearer, leaner, and stronger, not just physically, but mentally as well. That clarity gives him something most men over 50 are quietly missing: peace of mind. But sleep is just one part of his daily rhythm. Up next, we'll take a look at something most people get wrong. Not what Beckham drinks, but when he drinks it. Because the timing of hydration might be the missing link in your energy, metabolism, and longevity. Hydration by schedule, not just water, but timing that matters. We've all heard it. Drink more water. And sure, it's essential, but David Beckham takes it a step further. For him, hydration isn't just about quantity. It's about timing. When you drink might be just as important as how much you drink, and it's something most people overlook. Beckham doesn't walk around chugging water bottles all day. Instead, he hydrates with quiet precision. 1 liter first thing in the morning, another before lunch, and a third before dinner. This simple rhythm supports digestion, circulation, and energy without overloading his system. Then, later in the evening, he tapers off. Why? Because getting up 3 times at night to pee is the fastest way to ruin a good night's sleep, and for Beckham, sleep is sacred. He treats hydration as part of a larger performance plan. It's not random, it's thoughtful, and it's not flashy, but it's consistent. Even on flights, he's prepared. Compression socks, magnesium capsules, and a big bottle of water tucked in his carry-on. He refuses to let dehydration sabotage the next morning's training. The takeaway here is simple but powerful. Don't just drink when you remember, drink like you mean it. Use your schedule, meals, and even workouts as anchor points to stay on track. Because when your cells are hydrated, everything works better. Your joints, your brain, your metabolism, even your mood. And it's not about being perfect. It's about being aware. The kind of awareness that helps you make more intelligent choices, not just for today, but for years to come. And if hydration is the fuel, mindset is the engine. Because all of these habits, eating clean, moving well, sleeping deeply, they mean nothing if you don't have the reason to keep showing up. And that's precisely what we'll explore in the final part of this journey. Beckham's deeper motivation and why he trains not for vanity, but for something far more powerful. The winning mindset. Train for life, not for vanity. At this point, it's easy to assume David Beckham stays in shape because he's always in the spotlight. photo shoots, public appearances, fashion campaigns. However, the truth is far more grounded and inspiring. Beckham doesn't train for the mirror. He trains for the moment, for the ability to move pain-free at 70, to play sports with his kids, to wake up energized, not exhausted. His motivation isn't about chasing six-pack abs. It's about chasing longevity. In interviews, he has said that he trains harder now than he did in his 20s. But there's a key difference. It's not fueled by ego anymore. It's driven by intention. Every workout, every meal, every recovery session is part of something bigger, an investment in quality of life, not just quantity. He's not trying to look young. He's trying to feel free, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And that's the part so many people miss. Health isn't about punishment. It's not about guilt or restriction. It's about building a body and a mind that can carry you into the future with strength and grace. Beckham understands that. And that's what makes his lifestyle so magnetic. Not perfection, but purpose. So here's the real question. What are you training for? To fit into a shirt next month? Or to chase grandkids down the beach 10 years from now? Because when your goals shift from how I look to how I want to live, something beautiful happens. Discipline becomes devotion. Habits become identity. And aging becomes just another chapter, not the ending. Now, if this video sparked even one new idea for your health journey, do yourself a favor. Don't let it stay a good intention. Try one habit this week, just one. Because it's the small, consistent steps, not the flashy transformations, that create lasting change. And if Beckham can do it while juggling businesses, family, and global fame, then maybe, just maybe, we can too.